I'll call upon the next speaker, Samir Diwale, to talk about decision making for CABG versus PCI, the heart team approach.
Huge thank you for all of you for making me, allowing me to talk on this topic. Before we begin, I have a disclosure to make, as is the norm with most conferences nowadays. Here is a cardiac surgeon delivering a talk on the heart team concept at a meeting which is predominantly attended by cardiologists. And there is definitely a conflict of interest there. We are generally on conflicting sides, but at the same time, we are keenly interested in what the other guy is doing. No? So I thought I'll just take advantage of this and talk a little bit more about how we can work together rather than in conflict with each other. I'll quote a study from 2013, American Journal of Cardiology. The central goal of patient-centric care requires that the patient and the family be sufficiently educated about the alternatives available so that their expectations can be met as fully as possible. And to facilitate this process of patient-centric, evidence-based care, a multidisciplinary heart teams have become identified as cornerstones. So this is something which strikes a chord, and this is exactly what we had a discussion in the previous talk, that if we can work together as a heart team, it focuses on the patient, the treatment is appropriate to what we want to offer, and the patient acceptability is much, much higher. This is not a new concept, believe me. This has been around for several decades, but it has been kick-started back into the public imagination by this particular trial, the Syntax trial. And the important part of this trial was they took all comers. They did not have a list of exclusions and inclusions. They took all comers, and a team of cardiologists and a cardiac surgeon, they looked at these patients and then they put them in the different arms. And then they came out with the results. And this particular trial gave the impetus again to the concept of heart team. So traditionally, the cardiologists and the cardiac surgeons have been working in their own, in their own silos, and they have been essentially the goal of both the teams is the same, that they have to offer the best to the patient. But they have been working independently of each other, more or less. Whereas, over a period of time, we have realized that if we offer the optimal treatment to our patients together, by talking to them together, the patient acceptability and the patient outcomes are much better. And a prime example of this is the work which has been going on in the West on TAVR, on the transcatheter aortic valve replacement or implants. And I believe now that it is an imperative now for a heart team to be in place before you can start such a program. And they are even linked to reimbursement now. It's a mandatory for reimbursement that the patient should have been looked at by a heart team. This is particularly so for this TAVR program. And what constitutes a heart team? Common sense would tell us that the interventional cardiologist, the cardiothoracic surgeon, an endocrinologist, an anesthesiologist, the intensive care persons, and at the center of it all is the patient and his family. There is also a suggestion that we should ask the patient's referring cardiologist or a non-invasive, non-interventional cardiologist to be a part of this team. This is something which has come up recently. So the patient gets looked at by different people with different angles and different knowledge bases, and then he gets a consolidated opinion. So much so that the EACTS, ECS guidelines for 2010 have incorporated the heart team approach, as well as the ACC AHA guidelines in 2011 have incorporated these as a class 1C recommendation for myocardial revascularization and for CABG respectively. And at the moment, this is recommended for stable complex coronary artery disease and for TAVR. As I said, this is not a very new concept. This concept has been around for quite some time, and the benchmark heart teams that I know of are one at Cleveland Clinic and the other one at Germany, the Thorax Center. In fact, the originator of this concept was the Cleveland Clinic as long back as when Mr. Mason Jones and Mr. Rene Favaloro, the cardiologists and the cardiac surgeons, they worked together beginning with the very first angiography and they worked together and made recommendations and followed the outcomes of their patients. And this was the first so-called heart team. This was in the early 1970s, and then the concept has evolved over a period of time. This is the other hospital I was talking about. That's the Thorax Center at Rotterdam, Germany. So they have been following this since the last several decades, and they have outstanding results, as we all know. Coming to a little bit more about the advantages of having a heart team in place, whenever we are proposing an ad hoc intervention in the cath lab, it is, if we have a heart team in place, we will know for sure when to proceed with the procedure which is proposed, or when to take a pause, when to stop, and suggest an alternative. The other part of it is informed consent from the patient's past. Once a strategy has been defined, the information should be delivered to the patient, who can make his or her decision. I know this sounds very idealistic. It is good for an educated patient. Maybe you may think that in the Indian context it is not very applicable, but I have always seen when we speak to the patient in their own language, they are sure to understand what we are talking about, and they are capable of making informed decisions. So this also takes care of the legal process. When a couple of doctors talk to the patient about the same thing, there are less misgivings on the patient's side, and the informed consent is taken care of smoothly. And this also, in the subsequent to this, the involvement of a heart team also shares the burden of the decision-making process between the cardiologist and the cardiac surgeon. And at the same time, when we have well-informed patients, we can find it easier to recruit such patients in proposed trials. Well, the limitations are there. There is no doubt about of establishing such a heart team. It's not going to be easy, as many of us have known in our practice. The surgeon and the cardiologist may not be on the same floor, or may not be even in the same hospital. There will be difficulty in creating a well-cooperating heart team. There will be lack of time for busy surgeons and busy cardiologists to talk to each other in each case. There will be cost reimbursement issues. Who takes what? What is the share? And things like that. And simple, straightforward cases need not have a heart team at all. You can take decisions on your own and direct the patient down a treatment pathway. There will be personality-related issues between the surgeons and the cardiologists. And in India, this is quite common. There are standalone cardiology centers where there is no cardiac surgical program on site. So these are all the limitations of having such a program. But personally I believe, if we work together, we should be able to overcome each one of these and offer the best for our patients. So coming back to the original premise, will it work in India? I believe that a successful team beats with one heart. And I also believe that if we work together, I'm sure we can work this concept in this country as well. Thank you very much for your time. I would like your opinion on this particular topic. Chair.
Just one question, like when you do the scoring, do you follow the syntax score or the SCS
Yes,
score?
our cardiologists do follow the syntax score.
There is an SCS score which
No, as far as I am aware, my
STS
cardiologist,
score.
yes, STS score is for the surgical side, and the syntax score is for the
and
cardiac.
do you look at both, or?
We generally look at the syntax score, and if it's more than the cutoff point, as was discussed in the earlier topic, we go ahead and explain the patient that this is the risk of the surgery which is involved. Right? So I have got an application on my cell phone which calculates the STS score immediately, there and then. And we can tell them that this is your mortality, this is your expected long hospital stay, complication rates, and if it is acceptable to the patient, we then offer them the surgery as the choice of therapy.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr.